So this is kind of a little bit of a lighter one because in your answer there, you mentioned a lot about the importance of educating oneself on American history and kind of, maybe going beyond the, things you were taught in school in most cases. I saw something on Twitter not too long ago about they were designing this online history class. And just for fun, I retweeted it and said what I would do if I was doing a United States history class. And I basically said you would read Gun, Germs, and Steel. You would read The People's History of the United States. You would listen to the Dollop podcast, and you would listen to the music of David Rovics. And those were kind of the four things I mentioned as this is what you would do. So I want to turn this over to you. If there was a Medea Benjamin United States history class, what would people be reading, listening to, etc.?
Well, I love the four things you mentioned, so I would certainly do that. I would give people some books like Stephen Kinzer's book about the history of the U.S. in Central America. I would recommend some books on the Middle East that, I'll recommend my own to give people a sense of what the U.S. effects have been in not only Iran, but my book on Saudi Arabia, which I think is really important because the U.S. continues to have this alliance with Saudi Arabia that is now the number one weapons purchaser. So U.S. war economy and so many U.S. jobs are to create the bombs that are then used by the Saudis to kill people in Yemen, for example. I would encourage people to look at some films that give the history of the U.S. There's a fabulous one on Iran that just came out called Coup 53. It might be one of the nominations for documentaries at this year's Academy Award, but it's a fantastic look back at the history of that coup. I would encourage people to read recent things that come out in websites like Common Dreams that I like very much, places like Countercurrents, anti-war, different websites. And of course, I would encourage people to join Code Pink because we do look at the history and we bring it up to the present and take actions every single week on things that we can do to try to change U.S. foreign policy. And that website is codepink.org.
Yeah, I actually moved to a different neighborhood recently, and there's a pretty big Code Pink presence where I'm at now. So I live in San Pedro.
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your